On here and just speak candidly. I hate doing this. I hate doing this, but I'm gonna do it. I honestly, I don't use social media very much anymore, and I'm so happy about that. But there are many folks out there that I want to acknowledge and I want to show appreciation and love and support for. So that's why I'm hopping on here to talk about this, which is that our Star Wars show has been canceled.
Let me just listen to how audio sounds on the back end before I get into topics. Let me make sure the gate on my mic isn't too high. Let me go into... All right, I think I'm sounding pretty okay. What's going on, dear viewers? This is your gracious host, Kaine Walker, back with another episode of the Monkey Paw. This will be episode 24. And I will be doing a solo show because schedules for me and Soups didn't pan out this time, so... And I don't want to push the show back because news gets old very fast, and I kind of don't want to risk. I don't want to risk that, even though I'm reasonably sure a lot of the topics I plan on covering tonight would have been relevant well into the future anyway, because I could have paired it with other things. Right now, people are reviewing some of the games I'm going to be talking about, and obviously the reviews are going to be bad, but you know. Anyway, there's actually a good bit of stuff to cover this week when it comes to the downfall of mainstream Western entertainment. There were so many actually that I couldn't even get them all, and I'm trying to see how many I can actually squeeze in here. I mean, there's censorship with Capcom. There's there's Dustborn basically parodying itself. It's apparently supposed to be satirical and make fun of their ideological enemies, but really it just makes them look bad, and all the people that they're trying to parody or satirize, it makes them all look reasonable. Funny how that works when your ideals don't align with reality. There's people blaming the customer base again for them releasing a shit product and nobody wanting to partake in it. That being in Star Wars The Acolyte and Concord. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to cover all those tonight. But I can at least mention them. I haven't even gotten into Borderlands. Jesus, man, there's just so much garbage. So much. As a matter of fact, I think we're planning on doing a movie and shows type stream next episode, so I can actually add Borderlands to the old schedule for that one. So it's going to be Borderlands. I think we're going to be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine, and I think we're going to be talking about X-Men 97, so I'll have to speed run that series before that next episode. But let me go ahead and see what I'm actually going to be talking about tonight, or what's going to be my starter, because anything could happen. It could be as long or as short as it needs to be. Oh God, even the stuff about Wukong. Jesus, man. The Wukong stuff and the backlash for that. Oh man. All right, so how many articles do I actually have? Because one of these isn't even going to be articles, or some of this isn't even going to be articles. It's going to be me reviewing comments and the response for the from the audience, and it gives me an opportunity to read less and just go off the cuff a little bit more. So I think that might work out. Oh, let me exit out of YouTube. There's a lot of stuff here. You know what? I'm just gonna bring the screen down and just talk about the first thing that comes on screen. I think I can make that work. Hide that. I mentioned Wukong already. I can still mention it briefly. I don't have an article. It doesn't matter. We all know Wukong. Very successful game. Out now. Monkey swing stick. Everyone happy. But there seems to be some people who are ideologically possessed that are upset at this game's success for absolutely no fucking reason. Of course, I'm only being slightly hyperbolic. There definitely is a reason, and it's because people are actually happy with a product. So, if you'll pay attention to what I put on screen, you'll see that this Twitch commenter by the name of Alan. By the way, it sucks that we have to make these disclaimers nowadays, but I do not condone the contact or reaching out of this person for any reason. Leave them the fuck alone. We are not attacking the person. We are simply attacking their argument. However, let's get into what they've said here on Steam in their, I think this is a Steam review, or maybe it's just a fucking comment. Who knows? Anyway, this is in reference to Wukong. You should not have supported this game. And we're going to read this whole thing. I guess this basically is an article. It's paragraphs. All right. Before you fly off the handle and call me woke, hear me out first, okay? Okay, famous last words. There are groups of people out there who have been marginalized for centuries. Off to a great start. And we live in a time in which past wrongs can finally be righted. What the fuck does that mean? Seriously, what does that mean? Righted through a video game? A video game is going to be enough to heal centuries of marginalization. You people are fucking nuts. It's baffling to me that you can play a game knowing that not only are the devs proven sexists, there's women in the game, actually. Apparently, it was said that there were no humans at all in the game. There's a few human characters, very few, the majority of them being animals, because this is of course a retelling of A Journey to the West, in which pretty much, I won't say all, most of the main characters, the vast majority, are animals. So this complaint is frankly retarded, proven sexist, even though I've seen, let's say that, because I haven't even played the game yet, but I've seen people play it, and I've seen lots of cutscene footage. I've seen 2 women in the game. Doesn't really matter. I mean, with that evidence, this comment is already proven false. Like, proven sexist. There's women in the game. Bullshit. But they refuse to include a single iota of diversity in the game, and thank God for that. Don't you have enough games with diversity jam-packed into them that literally no one wants? No one wants. I shouldn't have said literally. But no one wants. Not literally. Somebody wants them. But you know what? No, I take it back. Literally no one wants them. Because if they wanted it, they would support those things. The people who cry about wanting diversity in games, if they really wanted those things, they would support them. They don't. That's why they're fucking financial failures. If these people are as large a majority as they claim to be, they would go out and support it. And that's the story of all of the things I'm going to be bringing up here tonight. These people have no love for any of the franchises involved at all, but they want them changed, especially when they're established, and they can't do anything on their own with an original IP. And we'll talk about those two. Well, we'll talk about one of them and mention a second one because I don't have anything prepared for. I do have something prepared for Concord. It's just not in depth. I'll just be going off the cuff again for that one. Where was I? What would it hurt to have a person of intersex traits in the game? It would hurt my eyes. It would hurt the majority of our eyes. Here's the thing. Why does there need to be a person of intersex in the game? You're telling me that that's going to cure centuries of marginalization. You know there's games that already exist with intersex people in them. And this is what everyone means, right? You give them an inch, they take a light year. Nothing is ever going to be enough. They won't stop until everything is saturated in their favorite ideology. And even then, they'll still complain because you left something out. There will never be enough diversity. Ever. But anyway, they go on to say, why would it be bad to have a single POC in it? Just one. Oh, because there's an established canon to A Journey to the West, and there are no black people in it. Excuse me. POC can refer to more than just black people. There are no black, brown, or other non-white people aside from Asian in it. By the way, keep that comment about other than white people in your head because it's relevant to something else I'll be reading after this. Just one, they said. If they just included one, you'd cry tokenism. Whatever. There would always be a complaint. It wouldn't be enough. A single one, you wouldn't accept that. They could be in it for 5 seconds. You wouldn't accept that shit either, and it wouldn't hurt you, would it? Actually, yes. 1% woke is 100% trash. People have a zero tolerance for that bullshit now. Why does it need to be there? For people like you who don't buy shit? I bet you haven't even bought the fucking game. You wouldn't if it had all that shit in there. Guaranteed. Don't you think it would make their day to see someone like them? Jesus Christ, dude. You people are fucking losers. It would make their day to see someone like them for once. Who cares? Normal people don't think like this. Only people who have extreme self-esteem issues and insecurity issues need to see someone that looks like them in anything. Those are the only people. Who is really the snowflake, if that would bother you? I mean, it's bothering you that they're not there. Pot, meat, kettle. They don't even have to be the main character. Why, man? Why do you clamor to be in other people's spaces like this? I mean, there's dozens of memes that explain this phenomena anyway. You cry about not being let in, even though you're not fucking kept out. Like tabletop, buy a fucking book. Buy a fucking, I'm going to use 5th edition as an example. Buy a fucking 5th edition D&D book, and now after you've played some games and gotten some knowledge from playing the game, you are initiated into tabletop. Not the only tabletop game, that's just my chosen example. Same thing with all these other facets of pop culture. There was no barrier to entry. Walk into the comic shop, walk into the game store, walk into the GameStop, buy the shit you want to play, and there you fucking go. There's no fucking bouncer outside the GameStop. Like, what the hell? Like, what is wrong with these people? That's how you know they're posers. They don't really care about any of this shit. They never have. It's just crazy to me that anyone would support a game that's leaning so far to the right on purpose. What the fuck? The game leans right because it doesn't support your ideals. The game, bro, Journey to the West isn't a political story by any means. It leans right. This just confirms everything we've been saying all along. If you don't have their preferred politics, you are right wing, regardless of how you identify, regardless of whether or not you even pay attention to politics or give a fuck about them or wear a label, any of that shit. If you just want a grill, bro, you're right wing. That's their mentality. Jesus, man. It's like none of you even know anything about it and just bought it because some World of Warcraft YouTuber told you to. No, they bought it because there would be no bullshit that you're suggesting in it. That's why they bought it. And that pisses you off. But that's why they fucking bought it. You're not the only demographic on Earth. Here's a question for you. How come we can't have games that don't have your fucking rot in it anymore? You'll never answer that question because you're disingenuous. But again, why do people no longer have the freedom to disassociate themselves from you or the way you think? Why is that? Why are people being force-fed your lifestyle and way of thinking? Anyway, you should do more research before making such an expensive purchase. What are you talking about? The only research they needed was the advertisement for the trailer. And for the most part, what they saw is what they got. Monkey swing stick. Instead, you are actively marginalizing people who don't deserve it. What the fuck are you talking about? How am I marginalizing a group of people by playing a video game? You sound deranged. You sound absolutely deranged. That's all I'm saying. Whatever. I know people will read this and say they don't care, but you should put yourself in their shoes for once. No. Fuck them. Anyone who wants to be included in someone else's affairs this bad for absolutely no reason, and if they are excluded, calls them a bad person, is a horrible person themselves. In fact, they're worse. You're a parasite. You're an infected limb to be cut the fuck off. Why can't people have their own shit? A little empathy is all you need. Says the person with no fucking empathy. I'm sure you've heard all of the complaints. You don't give a fuck, so why should we? You don't even have to agree with them. Yeah, I don't have to agree with them, but I absolutely have to tolerate them. See how this shit works? Just realize that people feel less alone when they can see themselves in their entertainment. No, losers feel less alone when they can see themselves in their entertainment. People grow up looking and experiencing or having a status nothing like the likes of Batman, Tony Stark, Spider-Man, even fucking Hulk, and his story's tragic. And they love those characters. Even though their lives might be significantly worse because they're dealing with shit that the superhero doesn't have to deal with. Why is that? How come those people don't have to see themselves in somebody to enjoy some shit? And for the record, somebody who shares the same skin color as you is not necessarily representative of you or your ideals. But I guess developed people would understand that more than people like you. Anyway, it's just sad that you would purposely be against that. Edit, please just engage like civilized people. The awards don't further your case. Just because you give someone a clown doesn't mean they're wrong. You are wrong, and you don't get to tell people to engage like civilized people when you've just sat here and insulted them for 3 paragraphs? Pretentious cunt, bro. Moving on to Alan's exchange with one Spilly E in some comment section on Steam. I don't know. I'm presuming this is the same thread. But anyway, Alan 814. Why do you people keep adding me? They mean atting, A-T, like the at symbol. Because they want to hear a response from you, dickhead. You expect to fling shit over the fence and not fucking answer for it? Like, anyway, Spilly E. I want to have a general discussion on your review of Black Myth Wukong. Since I am a POC Asian, are we considering people from China and or Asia non-POC due to the fact of their large population compared to the rest of the world? A POC Asian, Alan says. I'm not sure what you're getting at. What did you want to say? Spilly E. You argued on your post about Black Myth Wukong going towards the right with no person of color characters. Alan. Yes. Do you have a counter argument or something? Spilly E. Yeah. Are we considering Chinese people in the game as non-persons of color? Alan says Asians are practically right. Asians are practically whites. Does this sound like a hinged person to you? Matter of fact, I'll minimize the screen so y'all can see it. If I can move it up. Yeah, y'all can see that. Asians are practically whites right there. That's what he says. Because it's an identitarian race thing for them. It's not an enjoyment thing. They don't care about the entertainment. They care about the message. How's it going, Alan? Yeah, man. I just start the show as if people are actually here, even if they're not. So naturally, you're gonna come in the middle of a rant. I went on for a good minute. You'll be able to hear it on playback, but as a brief rundown, I went in depth about one person's comment and review of Black Myth Wukong, and them trying to shame people who want to play the game and enjoy it without any politics, and tarring and feathering those people with the label of right wing, even if they're people who are apolitical or politically homeless, don't give a fuck about politics. They're just calling, because that's the way it works. That's the way it works. If you're a person who is not left wing, then by their logic, you are right wing. As if there's no other fucking choice. This false dichotomy that they've forced you into. They're going to call you whatever the fuck they need you to be to make you their enemy because you don't agree with them. Terrible human beings. And here's the funny thing. I mean, because I don't look at any of this shit through any sort of culture war type lens or like points for my side or politics bullshit. I'm just up here talking about what's going on in entertainment because I'm a person who used to participate in enjoying it and now it's being ruined. No, Soups couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately. I'm soloing today. Feel free to add other people to join the stream. I like to have them. Get a good discussion going. Matter of fact, give me a second. Let me see. A momento. I'm becoming more and more right wing as this shit goes on. Yep, I believe we all are. Funnily enough. Which is stupid because this is why this whole left-right thing is stupid, because it seems like the more you adhere to reality, the more right-wing you are. The less you adhere to reality, the more left-wing you are. But obviously, the people who decry you as right-wing aren't viewing it in that lens, right? They're not using words like reality. They're just using their programming language. Their NPC fucking language. Sorry about that. Let me see what other images we got here. Because since there was so much shit to cover this week, especially in the realm of gaming, I just kind of went ahead and went into my suggestion box and just opened a bunch of images that I found. Oh, look, Dustborn. There's an ability to cancel people in the game. Yeah, I heard about this. We're going to get into this game, too, because this game attempts to parody and or satirize. I don't know which one is more accurate, because honestly, whenever you fucking watch it, whenever you watch footage of the game, you can't tell. It's like the biggest pose law ever. I don't know what the fuck it's trying to do. I have no idea, because you can't tell if it's a joke or not. I don't know what the fuck it is. Satire, parody, I don't know. Because the more they try to do whatever their goal is, the more they tell on themselves. Like they want you to think this is all a big joke, but no, motherfucker, that's really you. That's really you. Cancel. We've learned how to cancel someone. Cancel will allow us to isolate people from their friends and compatriots. In battle, this could be a useful tool against enemies. Like, the jokes write them fucking selves. I'm gonna push I'm gonna push this ahead. I didn't mean for that to reveal. Oh, spoilers. Oh no. Let me put the screen up. Yep, we're gonna get into a little bit of Dustborn. Ah, damn. I have to go find the tweets that are linked to this too. Give me a brief. There we go. Okay. I don't even know if I'm gonna read the matter of fact, nope. I will read the article because it's short. I'll read it, and then I'm gonna get into these fucking Twitter comments. Gonna get into those. Oh shit. Yeah, we're gonna get into those. My bad. Fair use screen. Fair use screen doesn't need to be here. All right, so this one's gonna be from Digital Trends, and it says Dustborn stylish action and political edge make it a breath of fresh air. God. Fuck. This is gonna be from the perspective of the game being good, I guess. Whatever. When I first saw Quantic Dream's Dustborn, its comic book art style had me expecting some kind of a superhero game. I don't know why. It doesn't look like comic book style at all. Okay, so this is from, I don't know if this is from before the game released. I think it might be. Updated March 29, 2024. If it is before the game's release, you know how people complain about review bombing? I always bring up how whenever something's hype, whenever you're hyped for something, no one ever says, tone that down. It could be shit and you have no idea. No one ever does that. They just keep being prisoners of the moment, and as long as you're saying positive things, it's okay. And this article is kind of an example of that. If this is before the game's release, which I'm pretty sure I think it has to be, because people are just now reviewing this, and if it's been out since March, they'd be pretty late. I'm pretty sure this is well before the game's released. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Whatever. But review bombing bad. Whatever the opposite of review bombing would be good. Review buffing? I'm coining that. Review buffing good, review bombing bad, apparently. So, when I first saw Quantic Dream's Dustborn, its comic book art style had me expecting some kind of superhero game. It technically is, but I soon learned that its dystopian, divided states of America setting pointed toward a more personal story that mirrors reality. What? Pointed toward a more personal story that mirrors reality. That's our word. You don't get to use that word. That's our word. No. After I just said that they don't use words like reality, the typical person doesn't. I guess journalists do whenever it suits them, even though this is not at all mirroring reality. It's like saying 1984 mirrors reality, or Catch 22 mirrors reality, or Fahrenheit 451 mirrors reality. No, you dickhead. Dystopian settings do not mirror our reality because we do not live in a dystopia yet. We don't live in a dystopia. What the fuck, bro? It's mirror pointed toward a personal story that mirrors reality. You can't, Jesus. As I played through the 30-minute demo, I absorbed the. Okay, this is for the demo. I figured before the game was released. As I played through the 30-minute demo, I absorbed the road stops and memories of an action-packed narrative that seemed to dig deeper into the game's colorful cast of characters. Okay, I know why I picked this article. Because this is going to be going over the review, not the review, the demo, and in the comment section on Twitter, it's going to show the people's reaction to this game throughout its inception, essentially. So, before the release, seeing the trailers, after the demo dropped, and after the game finally released is what we're going to see in the comment section. Where did I lose my place? Okay, colorful cast of characters. It stood out enough to make it one of our favorite games of PAX East 2024, and for good reason. Yeah, okay, for good reason. In Dustborn, it's the year 2030. Man, for a dystopian setting that near into the future? Oh boy, alright. Anyway, I won't get into why that's stupid. Moving on. Somehow, cops have turned into actual robots. Cultists have become even more rampant. And Marilyn Monroe is a hot 100-year-old woman. Berg. Fuck. Alright. Pax, the protagonist, and her found family are running from cultists called Puritans and the tyrannical law enforcement. Shit, I'm sorry. I keep reading this and trying to think. I keep trying to wrap my head around it because I'm seeing so much shit that doesn't work, and I'm trying not to make this article last longer than it needs to. Oh man, Puritans. Okay, that's something they'd call themselves. Ooh, all right. Cultists called Puritans and the tyrannical law enforcement, ironically dubbed Justice. Their goal is to deliver a package to Nova Scotia, but PAX has a slew of personal problems to deal with alongside the obstacles in their way. My demo started with a surprise inspection in a Guitar Hero-esque rhythm game, which, by the way, you can't fail, where Pax and her friends scramble to put on a convincing performance for patrolling Robocops. From there, I jump into an interactive section where Pax can badger her fellow bandmates and learn more about the story through environmental clues while driving to the next destination. Idling inside the group's bus feels like a retreat where I can get to know the characters, from their crotchety leader to the celebrity-obsessed teammate. These guys aren't just a Scooby-Doo-like band of misfits. They are fed-up adults with an agenda, and they have the guts to go through with it. Would a dystopia have celebrities? Yeah, it's always about the story and not the game. Yeah, that's where they fuck up every time. That's why I shared that clip of what Brandon Sanderson said, and I might play that. I might play that clip. I might play that clip here in a second. The story through environment included. Yep, these guys aren't just a Scooby-Doo like band of misfits. They are fed up adults with an agenda, and they have the guts to go through with it. Okay. Each part of the demo pieces together the overall story. without over-explaining the premise. I get a peek into Pax's reunion with her sister, where she puts on a technologically advanced glove that acts like a magnet. It lets her throw a baseball bat back and forth like a boomerang. Though I'm more than welcome to wallop robots with a good old-fashioned swing in the chrome cranium, I also get to try Pax's voice-based superpowers, like shout to amplify her attacks and empower friends to combo enemies. It's not quite an amusement park of a game, but more of a road trip. Dustborn is a story-driven adventure with flashy comic book style aesthetics, but it's not just a text-based game where you can flip through the pages. It stitches together different genres to keep gameplay fresh, using its story as a base. It's a video game, Anyway. It puts in an honest effort to incorporate action that keeps the player engaged in the form of rhythm games and quick decision-making that can affect the outcome of the story. I usually don't go in for this type of game. I'm used to pink-haired anime girls and tired RPG tropes shuffled sideways and turned upside down. Dustborn freshens the palette for me. Dustborn is currently in development for PC and unspecified consoles. Oh boy, alright. The bias oozing off the page. You know what's crazy? I was watching another video today, which I didn't even need to watch it because I had already seen the reaction from these shills. These shills are just, they're going down in flames. They are struggling, trying to showcase games, trying to be like, ooh, the company did a really good job, and then shit just breaking immediately. That's without going into how stupid the narratives are, how stupid the gameplay is, how boring the gameplay is, how nonsensical the characters and the main characters are. That's without going into any of that. They're trying to upsell a trash game that is clearly poorly made. Like making the game, the programming, the code, all of that shit. The collision, just broken. And they can't do it because as soon as they say something positive about the game, some shit fucks up. The game crashes. They fall through the map. Something. Like, why are they so poorly made? I mean, we already know why. It's because the story matters more than the fucking game itself. But anyway, I'm going to hunt down this clip from Brandon Sanderson I captured real quick from the YouTubes because it was so refreshing to hear from somebody else that wasn't my fucking self. Oh, man. Oh, here it is. By the way, if you haven't already, subscribed to Brandon Sanderson. He's a really, really popular author. I haven't read any of his books. But I've seen some of his courses, and his work his courses are pretty good. Pause, damn it. Shit, now I have to. Okay. Here we go. We're here.
There's no time that story should overwrite gameplay. And because of that, like, why FromSoft games are so good is their story is played well to their medium. Their story is you don't ever sacrifice gameplay. It adds to gameplay. Like, it's just really a good way to do stories. So they know what they're doing.
Right.
Now, a scatter tree fragment. Those are important.
Very useful. Yeah.
Now, I think there's room to improve.
Okay.
Mostly with quest lines. The quest lines, I think there could be a lot more there.
All right, you heard the main point. He literally says there is no point that story should override gameplay ever because it's a video game. Matter of fact, I want you to hear his entire point. I don't know why this fucking link did this.
really a good way to do stories. So they know what they're doing.
Damn it, man! It's not doing the thing.
Don't ever sacrifice gameplay. It adds to gameplay. You don't ever. Let
me see if I can find it. This isn't how clips work, by the way. Clips are supposed to bring me to the timestamp that I clipped it at, but whatever, I guess. Oh, I'm stupid. There we go.
A lot of times when authors are involved, things go wrong. Because authors do not understand that a video game with a bad story, I'm looking at you, Borderlands 1, and great gameplay is actually still a great game. And a game with a great story and bad gameplay is a terrible game, right?
Bingo.
This is the catch-22 of working on video games. Gameplay must trump story at every opportunity. There's no time that story should overwrite gameplay. And because of that, like, why FromSoft games are so good is their story is played well to their medium. Their story is you don't ever sacrifice gameplay. It adds to gameplay. Like, it's just really a good way to do stories. So they know what they're doing.
Right. All right, yeah, that's the whole clip. And for those reasons, look at me spoiling more shit. And for the reasons he just stated, and I know this point pisses a lot of people off, for the reasons he just stated, video games are not art. They're not art. How can we call something art if the artistic parts are the least important? And I want to make a fucking video about that because that argument pisses me the fuck off. Calling video games art is how we got fucking games like Death Stranding. And as much as I love The Last of Us, the first one, it contributed to that heavily. Calling games art is how we get fucking 4-hour cutscenes. Calling games art is how we get 8 hours worth of fucking cutscenes in a 15-hour game. Games are not fucking art. If you want to make art, make some shit that's not a video game. What's going on, Rudy? And again, people get very upset whenever someone like me tries to explain to them that video games aren't art. They're fucking not. They're an activity. It's like calling chess art. It's like calling checkers art. It's like calling fucking solitaire art. Poker is art. And it's not fucking art. It's a game. Again, story is welcome. Good-looking artwork and visuals are welcome. But the shit's secondary. People would play the shit out of old games with shitty-looking graphics and polygons that you could cut your fucking wrists on. Resident Evil 2 did not always look as good as it does now. Or, excuse me, Resident Evil 2, yes. But Resident Evil in general didn't used to look as good as it does now. It looked like complete garbage. But we were fine because we knew what the fuck we were looking at least. The shit didn't look good. But you know why we fucking stayed? Because of the gameplay. So if it doesn't have to fucking look good, if the fucking story doesn't have to have any logical consistency or be an engaging story, then how the fuck is it art? Anyway, that's my tangent on that for the time being. Let's get to this fucking dumpster fire of a thread. So immediately, once we get to this Twitter page, you'll notice, you will notice, let me see if I can zoom in here, because I think that's too small for you guys. Damn, it's a bit fish-eyed, but I think you guys can see it. You'll notice that once we get to this thread, they've locked replies. So, yeah. So they put something out, and due to backlash, they locked the fucking comments section. I want to see if the comments that they left behind are still here. Because they were doing something rather interesting with comments. Trying to see if I can find any of. Oh, that's funny. They're not here anymore. All right, so their comments weren't here. So what they were doing is hiding comments and then telling people to pay $8 to fucking unhide them. You can probably find evidence of that elsewhere. Yeah, exactly. I wonder why. Because they don't like the fact people are vocal about not liking it. That's why. And they're just getting flamed. It's not for me, thanks. No one is going to play this game. No one is going to play this gay-fetid turd. I apologize for the imminent loss of your company. Don't worry, they are taxpayer funded. Fuck. That's another thing I wanted to go over on the show at some point. Government funded games, which I think that's going to blow up as a topic later on. You're already seeing signs of it now because people are finding out that a lot of games that are out right now are government funded, but there hasn't quite been a rabbit hole or a series or a video essay or anything or a widespread, like, you know what I mean? There hasn't been a new zeitgeist forming around that concept as of yet. It's starting, but it hasn't quite bloomed into fruition just yet. And I want to cover some things about it because I researched that several countries actually offer programs to help you fund video games specifically. And what I plan on doing is walking people down the reasoning as to why the government would have an interest in doing so. But we'll save that for when the time comes. I don't even know if I'll be... Well, I think I want to. Okay, this is what I think I'll do. I'll do a solo stream about the concept one day, and then I'll do it for a Monkey's Paw episode, because there's from what I've seen, there's already a fucking lot. Need a government-funded... No, Alan! No, Alan! Alan, you're missing... No, we don't need government-funded video games at all. No, get them the fuck out of it. No, stop. Get the government out of entertainment, please. We do not need a government-funded Bloodborne we don't need a government-funded nothing for video games, bro. Or most things, honestly. But anyway. Stop. Anyway, let's get into more of these fucking comments. Guy says, don't worry, they are taxpayer-funded. Holy shit, is that true? People don't even know, bro. People don't even know this. People don't even know that a lot of the games coming out are government funded. They don't even know. Or if you're a private studio, that there's government enforcement of certain things that you have to put in your game that are ideological. People don't know that either. Don't apologize, friend. If they stayed in business, they would continue to make wretched virtue signaling games. They deserve to fade into obscurity. Facts. Facts. Just getting carpet bombed in the comment section. Replace the... These are pretty brutal, man. Replace the black and gays. No one asked for that trash. Good luck, says Alex Plays. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Can't wait to get further on the journey. Congrats on release. The dreaded girl boss. Another disclaimer. Do not reach out to these people for any reason. Leave them the fuck alone. I do not condone or endorse or any of that bullshit for you to go mess with them, troll, any of that. Fuck that. Don't do it. I'm not telling you to do shit. I will continue to laugh. I will point and laugh at their humiliation. But that is as far as it will go. Oh boy. You probably also enjoy chasing string like a common house cat. Not at all. I'm not you. The only thing this comment is missing is that fucking nail polish emoji. Not at all. I'm not you. And the guy goes, I know you are, but what am I, with the spinge bill letters? Yeah. Oh my god. Let me see. Bro, Jitaru Man already exists and did it better. I don't know what the fuck that is. This game is trash. Capital letters. But have fun being one of the few hundred that bought this garbage. The fact that me enjoying myself makes you this angry actually kind of makes me smile. Wow, they don't get it. They don't understand. Yeah, no one's angry. We're just laughing at you. No one gives a fuck. People are playing shit they enjoy. And it doesn't mean that they can't look at you and laugh, bro. Like, there's that two things can be true at the same time. And he says, not angry at all. Just it's weird that people eat shit and cheer when quality exists. Quality that was made 23 years ago and is vastly better. I don't know. What is this game? Jitaru Man? Is that what he was talking about? Oh, the rhythm game. It's a rhythm game. Okay, yeah, so because Dustborn has elements of the rhythm stuff in it, yeah. And I have a hard time understanding why. If you don't like something, you need to make sure I should feel shame for enjoying it. I don't think you should feel shame for enjoying it, but the company should absolutely feel shame for making it. Absolutely. However, if you enjoy this game out of spite and you're fake liking it, which, if I'm being honest, I think a lot of them are, then yes, you deserve to feel shame. Because why are you fake liking some shit? Cat says, they laugh when we get mad, but then you remember how mad they are when people were playing Hogwarts Legacy and went as far as to harass female streamers. I mean, I just got done covering someone who tried to make people feel like shit for supporting Wukong. You should not have supported this game, they said. And then went on to bloviate about how they're morally superior and you have no empathy and all this other stupid, pretentious bullshit. So yeah, like, who cares what they think? Who gives a shit? Me spoiling more stuff. God damn it. Oh, wow. I'm done with this thread. They're getting into monkeypox and all of their stupid shit. That huge congrats, I guess. Game has to be made by right-wingers doing a parody of 2016 Bernie Bros, right? This game needs to be studied. A max of 81 per Steam DB and a max of 42 per Steam charts. How's that cancerous communist propaganda working out for you? Oh, by the way, at least 4 of those players are YouTubers playing it to make fun of it. I would wager a good majority of them are YouTubers playing it to make. But this is outdated anyway. This is from August 21st. I have no idea what the numbers are now. I don't really care to find out what the numbers are now. These people need to fire DEI consultants and more accessibility consultants. Yes, they need to fire. They need to stop using non-whites and disabled people as their shield when making video games. Don't know what that means. I don't speak that language. Link isn't in bio. Congrats on the launch. No, I'm not reading that. You could see that comment, but I'm not reading that. Not reading that. I'd much rather play TLJ and Dreamfall again, thank you. Either way, you get the point. You get the point. And yet, they're going to continue to make these shit games. They're going to continue to take your taxpayer dollars and whatever country you might be in, and use your money to fund their garbage. Yes. So, to be honest with you, now that we know that now that we know that you're subsidizing their projects, whether you want to or not, any of you who think they have a talent for reviewing this type of shit and are having reservations about it, you might as well just fucking get into it. Once you realize how much of your money goes to things that you are unaware of / are completely not in favor of, giving them a little bit of money, buying one copy of a game from a fucking studio that's garbage in order to inform the entire population or a large swath of their customer base that their product is shit shouldn't bother you. You should think that trade-off is worth it, in my opinion. What's funny is that I currently do not review this garbage. And if I start doing it, Lord help my fucking brain cells. Am I talking myself into doing this shit? Oh my God. Stay tuned for future predicaments with that. I don't know. Maybe I will. Fuck. God damn it. I just made a great case for why I should. I hate my brain sometimes. All right. So there's Dustborn. I think there's another image for Concord. While we're still on the subject of games, I want to at least talk about Concord because, like I said, I'm kind of sardining a bunch of topics together because there was a lot of stuff to cover. And since it's all related, I might as well talk about as much of it as I can. Excuse me. And it's probably going to be coming up again later anyway because updates and stuff. But let me go ahead and dig for this. I'm checking my suggestion box. There's a fucking image that Kyle, if you're familiar with him, Kyle made this image to highlight the labels that are being put on games in the Steam store. Let me see if I can find it. Oh shit, I put it in the wrong place. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a separate stream on the government-funded games thing. I'll go over it with my co-hosts to see if we can wedge it in. Because next episode, I know for a fact, is going to be... Shit. I might need to look at my streaming schedule. Might need to look at that thing. Okay, so... Yep, I found the image. Let's go. So yeah, take a look at this image. Notice what it's highlighting. First of all, this is like a hodgepodge of several... I don't know if they're all from Concord. They might be. I'm not sure. A hodgepodge of diversity characters from different trash games, I think. Concord being one of them. Pretty sure the character in the bottom left might be from Apex. No, they're not. This is from a different game. That guy looks very similar to the guy from Apex, though, but I digress. So notice what it's highlighting. 87 people currently in game as of the time of him taking this screenshot. Regardless of how high that number is now, the point is very, 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 very fucking low player-based numbers for a hero shooter that's supposed to have a thriving ecosystem of players for matchmaking, whatever the fuck, right? 87 people out of the billions of people on Earth, right? 87. Jesus. Check out these tags, right? You know how people... It's funny because they can't do that anymore. But you know how people used to call you crazy or try to gaslight you for saying that they're making games political, they're politicizing our favorite pastimes? Yeah, check out these tags for the Steam game, right? LGBTQ political. You know what's crazy? Since the backlash, Concord has since removed both the LGBTQ and political tags from their fucking game on the Steam store. I wonder why. I wonder fucking why. It seems that somebody who's on the team for the game noticed that shit was hindering sales, hitting them in their pocket, which, motherfucker, this shit is already hitting you in your pocket. What is it? They lost $200 million on this dumpster fire. Sony lost a grip on this shit. Ridiculous. They expect people to pay for this. This shit got its own promotional controller. Who the fuck's buying that? Who was that made for? Like, who's gonna buy merch inspired by this piece of shit? Who? Point them out. Anyway, since I'm going off the fly and showing this, let me see if I can pull up an article. It's about the backlash and them removing these tags. I'm sure one exists. Hang on. In the meantime, if y'all have any questions, comments, fuck your concerns. I don't care about those. Feel free to leave them in the chat while I dig up this article. Hang on. Man, it's been a dumpster fire. It's been a dumpster fire seeing all of the fucking cancer come out that people are reviewing. Synthetic Man is probably still reviewing Star Wars Outlaws. Boy, I couldn't even get to that game. I did mention it briefly, not by name, when I was talking about how shows they're struggling to promote shit games. But that was earlier in the stream. You'll probably see that on playback. Okay, I found an article from That Park Place, so they actually do have something here. Let me see. Take down the screen. How long is this article? Not that it matters. I think I can be on here till at least 10 p.m. 3 hours? I think I can give this 3.5 hours. 3.5 to 4 hours. I can do that. That's fine. At least the Darth Vader camo was good. For what? Oh, in fucking Star Wars Outlaws? Who cares? It's a shit game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Whenever I see them use something I like in something that's majority shit, when it could literally be the inverse. Like, the game could be most of what I want with a little bit of things I don't like, right? I don't mean fucking woke ideology, by the way. I mean something else that might be subpar. Whenever I see them take something I like and do it accurately in some stupid shit, it pisses me off. Because it just shows me that you could do it the right way. You're deliberately choosing not to. And that's what they've been doing for the better part of, what, a decade almost? Something like that. But anyway. Article from That Park Place. Video games. Concord devs reportedly removed LGBTQ tag from Steam after game's release and abysmally terrible player counts. I'm pretty sure they removed political too. Feel free to fact check me on that one. I mean, it's not like y'all don't have Steam. You could just check. If I'm wrong, tell me. The fuck? Wait, hang on. Alan Wake and Control are going to get what adaptations? I think you meant VR adaptations, virtual reality. You mean the original Alan Wake, right? If it's the original one, that does sound cool. But I don't think VR is going to catch on until it becomes more advanced. TV adaptations. If it's the original Alan Wake and we get some competent writers on it, sure. Because Alan Wake is somewhat of a realistic story anyway. So yeah, that could work in live action. And so could Control. It's a sci-fi, kind of realistic-ish type game. Yeah, that could work too. Like I said, competent writers. Copy and paste the fucking source material. And it'll probably be good, you know? But anyway, on with the article. The development team, or at very least the community management team, has reportedly removed the LGBTQ tag from Concord's store page following game's release and abysmally bad player counts. I hate when they repeat themselves. Articles. I get why they do it. I fucking hate it because I notice it. Apparently, I think they do it because most people don't notice the repetitions. Not sure on that, but I fucking hate it because you said it the first time. I get it. The official Concord account on Twitter, I hate that they're trying to call it X. It's not gonna it might catch on. I won't lie. I won't call it X. Twitter's a better name. The official Concord account on Twitter confirmed the game went on sale at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on August 23rd, 2024. Writing, "Do you think you can handle the wilds? It's time to find out because Concord is now live." Tweet from the official Concord page here. Okay, that's just repeating. Venture across the galaxy and fight against rival crews to become the best free gunner today. Hashtag Concord launch. No, we will not. We're not watching that. Related article. Concord dies out of the gate. Release date. Peak concurrent player count on Steam is 70% less than the game's open beta. Dear God. That headline says it all. About 10 hours later, Steam user Modding Spree noted that Firewalk Studios developer removed the LGBT and political tags from the... I was right! They removed the political tag too. The LGBT and political tags from the game. He wrote in the game's Steam forum, LGBT and political tags removed and blacklisted. Oh, D. Blacklisted? They're not gonna fucking put it back on any of their games ever. It doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't even matter. Because we can, even if you hadn't told on yourself, even if you didn't let the mask slip, we can still suss out what it looks like. People don't want political games. Political theme. People always try to conflate political themes that drive the story or that are part of the world of the story with politics. Like they don't know what the fuck that means when people say it. Real world and or identity politics is what people are fucking talking about. They're not talking about what if scenarios where the world is taken over by some overlord or some shit like that. And they know that. But they're just full of shit. So everything's political. Context be damned. Oh yeah, sex with Hitler. Yeah. Sex with Hitler has more players than Concord. Yeah. That's a real game apparently. I saw that meme. Fucking wild. He continued, the developers made a big deal about this game being for modern audiences, all 600 of them, but for some reason demanded Steam to not only remove these two tags, but also to blacklist them plus any similar tag. It's too late. People already know that this game has a clear agenda. He put game in quotation marks for good fucking reason. I mean, like I said, even without those tags, we know what the fuck it looked like. We know what it smelled like. We know. You can't hide what's inside, bitch. We already know. He goes on to say, I mean, the characters speak for themselves exactly. Like, we're just stupid. Ugh. Another user, Polka, commented, rejecting LGBTQ plus tag is a good start. Pander to us normal casual gamer, pander to us normal casual gamers more. Yeah, they fuck that. They fuck. But anyway. Pander to us normal casual gamers more, developer. First of all, fuck casuals. There, I fucking said it. When it comes to competitive games, fuck casuals. If you're not somebody who can take their losses because you're not trying to learn or be good at the game, then go play something else. Unless you're just somebody who likes the game and wants to play it and know you have a low KD or some shit, That's fine. I've been that guy before. I tried my damnedest to be good at Call of Duty, but I couldn't because for a variety of different reasons. Probably cheaters. I would always get into the Call of Duty games toward the end of their life cycle. Recently found out that cheaters are rampant toward the end of every Call of Duty's life cycle, so that might be a reason. But that's beside the point. Not making excuses. I would slap ass at the game. I don't give a fuck about saying that. Better at third-person shooters, though, but I'm going on another fucking tangent. But you get the point. If you're somebody who knows they're trash and you're going to play the game anyway, that's one thing. But do not pander to casuals for a competitive experience. That's stupid. That's a recipe for fucking up the competitive spirit of your game. Do not pander to casuals. We see this shit everywhere now. That's why fighting games in the position they're in, and shooters are actually going that way too now. That's why people are playing Apex, playing fucking Fork Knife, playing fucking all these not hero shooters, not extraction shooters either. Battle Royale games. That's why people are playing all of those. Because no one can make a fucking good shooter anymore with a dedicated team deathmatch. Or capture the flag or kill confirm. No, there's no other games. I don't know what Call of Duty does anymore. Maybe they still do this. But a lot of people don't want the COD experience and they want something else that can offer those same game modes but have a higher ceiling than Call of Duty. Like, a lot of people liked Halo and Gears of War more because you didn't fucking die in 2 bullets. You didn't die in 2 bullets and there were real gun fights. Like, you could get shot a little bit before turning on somebody and killing them because they weren't aiming for the head or something. People like those experiences more than Call of Duty a lot of the time. But no one's making alternatives anymore. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, I've made that point. He goes on to say, look how the modern audiences leave you stranded with almost 0 sales that are not enough to cover your development costs. Pander to us so that way the game studio wins, players win, and Steam wins too. Rejecting the LGBTQ tag is a small step toward better profit for future games. I don't know why you're giving them this speech, man. They don't give a fuck about giving you what you want. At all. If they did, they'd already be doing it. They'd make cool-looking characters with fine-looking women. They're not doing that because they don't want the core demographic of games to be happy. They don't want your money. They want your culture. That's why they're doing this shit. That's why they'll go to daddy government and take your money to fund your fucking the destruction of your culture. Whether you want to or not. But anyway. Oh, this is just okay, so they're putting the comment. I don't know why they're doing that shit. Well, then again, I guess I do know, but I hate it because there's words on this shit. They're putting the comment that was written before the picture, and it's making me almost read the shit twice. Related article. Former Concord developer maligns critics as talentless freaks as game fails to hit 700 peak concurrent plays. Yeah, I heard about this. I might read that article next, as a matter of fact, since we're on the topic of Concord. They're going through the comments again. Another, named Kai, questioned, why were the tags LGBTQ plus and political removed? He added, I sort of understand why political was removed since it's a game that has nothing to do with politics, but LGBTQ plus was a good representative tag. Why was it removed? You know what's funny? I'm glad they're asking this question. And I will give them props even though their mindset is part of the reason games are being fucked up. Because it shows me that even they are starting to see the game now. But not really, because the other half of this is self-awareness. That's the part they're missing. But I'm sure you follow me that far. Anyway, how the heck am I supposed to find good games for me and my husband? I won't even talk about whole 308 player count. I won't even talk about the whole 308 player count thing. Chuds ruined it for. Take back everything I said. Still glad they asked the question. Fuck the props though. Chuds ruined it for us. As fans of Destiny 2, we were looking forward to this game. Where the heck are we supposed to go now? Do devs really care about money more than good, right, humane ideals? Shame to you, both to chuds and devs who couldn't stand for their ideal. Is this Poe's Law? Wait, is this a troll comment? Fuck, I can't tell. I can't tell anymore. I can't tell anymore. Is this a joke or not? You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. This is how you get around Poe's Law. Assume everyone is serious. I don't give a fuck. I believe this is serious. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. This is how I get around it. You meant this shit until stated otherwise. You're deranged, person who wrote this comment. Seek help. You're the reason why video games are in the spot they are. As of writing, the LGBTQ plus tag has indeed been removed, but the game still features the politics and political sim tags. Okay, so I guess the political and political sim got added back for whatever fucking reason. Political simulation? Motherfucker, this is a hero shoot. What's political about a hero shooter, man? Right? Like, it, Don't get me wrong, I get it. I get they put the tags there because the people who made this are political and they want those tags there because this is a political game. This is an agenda-driven game that cares more about agenda than gaming. That's why it's there. I'm face palming and rubbing my forehead because it's not the way it should be. Like, why? Why is this your vehicle for politics? Why do you shove yourself into spaces you're not wanted to shovel shit? Why? Related article. Concord lead character designer claims developers are strapped in and ready to push it for years to come. How long is this other fucking article? Might not read it. We'll see. As noted by former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern, aka Grums, Firewalk Studios is the one who manages the top 5 tags on the game. He writes on X, Concord devs are busy deleting the LGBTQ plus and political tags from their game. These are added by both devs users, but the top 5 tags that appear are sorted based on developer control. They use to display them proudly. He added, since Community Notes is trying to claim these are under user control, I posted the Steamworks documentation to show how devs control the order of the tags and which tags apply. They're absolutely running away from these terms. Why the fuck would the tags that the game fall under be controlled by users anyway? That sounds stupid. It's not the user's game. The tags are how you find it. Whatever. As can be seen in one of the images that Grum shared, I'm tired of saying LGBTQ+, bro. The tag was the top listed tag for the game. The tag is not listed as one of the 16 tags that are shown to users as of the time of writing. Okay, related article. Concord developer addresses massive backlash to game after it was revealed it pushes pronoun nonsense and features DEI character designs. Yeah, a robot has pronouns in this game. That's ridiculous. Why does a robot have and you know what kind of fucking pronouns people are talking about, bro? Like, why does a robot have preferred neo pronouns? Why is that a thing? It's a fucking robot. Why? Stupid as hell. Furthermore, in Valve Steamworks documentation that Grum cites, it clearly states, in addition to helping Steam users quickly learn about your game, tags help Steam determine where your game should be displayed to customers. We recently began requiring at least 5 tags to be applied to a title before its launch on Steam, but we recommend to add up to 20. It reiterates this later in the document. The tags given the most weight govern your visibility more than those given less. Your title's top 5 tags should paint a fairly clear picture of your game, as those tags will also be used to describe your game. Tags are ordered on your game's page by the amount of weight each has on your game as a result of your own sorting in the tag wizard. This can be modified over time as a number of players apply particular tags to your game. Some store filters prioritize the first 15 tags, so be sure that these are sorted in order of relevance to your title. It also makes clear developers can override the suggest prioritization feature. The tag wizard helps set these weights with a suggest prioritization feature. This is a very simple algorithm that moves high information tags like subgenres to the top and redundant or low information tags like indie or single player to the bottom. It's just meant as a simple starting point. It's not guaranteed to be accurate because it has no knowledge of what your game is actually like. Feel free to try it as a starting point and override it as you see fit. The document then explains that developers can indeed remove tags as they see fit. Customers will also tag your game, and those tags will be mixed in with the tags you had set with the tag wizard. As customers add more tags, the weight for those tags will increase. You can remove any tags you find unwanted, family friendly for a horror game. Oh yeah. Okay, so users can add tags, but the final decision as to what gets to remain displayed under the game falls to the developer. So both are right, but not really, because Grums is right overall, because it's ultimately the developer's decision. So yeah. So the user shit was never an excuse. It was bullshit. So yeah, you can remove any tags you find unwanted, and they use the example of putting family friendly for a horror game, or inaccurate 2D for a 3D game. Right. The related article, Concord lead character designer believes whites must oh fuck. Concord lead character designer believes whites must acknowledge their privileged position and then actively work for equality. Fuck. Who are you hiring for these games, man? Also claims the judicial system is white supremacy. By the way, that guy's white. That guy's white. Fuck. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, this shit is just too dumb. I'm sorry. I need a second. Fucking A. The removal of the rainbow tag comes after the game failed to even hit 700 concurrent players on the day that it launched. This is probably outdated. The number's probably bigger. Regardless, the ratio is still outlandishly small in comparison to the player base they should have. Accuracy don't even matter for shit like this in this case, because like you should have, I mean, honestly, 100,000 is probably too little, but that would be way better than 697 for a new game. You know what I mean? Like, it should be 100,000 and counting on launch day, at least. And that might be like a low ball, even though I'm saying at least. The at least is probably much bigger, but whatever. You get my point. Oh, there's comments. What do you make of the rainbow tag being removed from Concord? And then they have another related article. Report: Concord developer demanded coworkers refer to her as professor, pushed extreme politics, and demanded her unvaccinated colleagues be fired. Jab Crow strikes again. All right. Even in 2024. Take a look at these comments. We have K. It looks like the majority of these are from 5 days ago. Oh, interesting move. Won't pay off. The designs are so gay that they can't fool anyone. They're just going to make their 5 fans mad. Mr. 0303. The tag is extremely useful. The tag is an extremely useful indicator for which games to avoid. I mean, yeah. But again, what's that saying? Bright colors are used to warn onlookers that the person or the creature with them might be toxic or something like that. I mean, you don't even need the tag. Just look at the fucking characters. Anyway. Pray for Mojo. They've fallen short of how gay it could be. I'm sure they'll add it back once they patch in enough degeneracy for their audience to be satisfied. Audience, quote unquote. Yeah, audience. Quill Porcupino, or Porcupino, I don't know how that's pronounced. Too late, way too late, obviously. Right, you can't just stick a severed head back on a corpse and expect it to live. That was from Scott Gunn. Batman, haha, good one. What the fuck? Comment section is funny. I'm trying to get some pithy thoughts from the audience, and they're just trolling. We do a bit of trolling. Nothing wrong with some trolling. Let me see if I can enlarge this so y'all can see it a little bit better. Oh God, I don't want to distort it. I think that's. Oh yeah, that's good. All right. Bigo Del Fonte. I think that Concord devs, speaking of trolling, I think that Concord devs removing the rainbow tag is transphobic and transgenocidal. And the devs should be ashamed for supporting rainbow genocide. Captain Dunbrody. They are literally killing them. Hermione Granger. Of course they did take it away now. It was all just pandering and virtue signaling. Hypocrite. I mean, obviously. Yeah, a $200 million pander / virtue signal. And not even a... Okay, I think we all know that those words have negative connotations. So I don't even need to explain the difference between pandering and virtue signaling and fan service. I don't have to explain that. We know. I think we're all smart enough to understand the difference. Arc. Oh no, because without the trash rainbow tag, we don't know how to recognize if a game is woke or not. What do we do now? How do we recognize it to continue to be bigots? We lost, boys. They're too smart. Fuck. Oh man. We have pride. There's gotta be a troll account. I won't play a game unless it clearly broadcasts that it provides a safe space for every possible personal sexual preference. I mean, the gameplay can actually suck, but representation is far more important to me with every game. Yeah, this is a troll account. I love playing the fat guy. I love playing the fat guy in the wheelchair. It feels so inclusive. Oh, fuck. Fuck it. I'm going to continue reading these. I'm going to read a few more and then see what we can move on to. These are too good. Frisch. My guess is that progressives won't be as outraged as they are about some modder removing a pride flag from Spider-Man. You know what's really funny about that mod? The mod doesn't even add shit. It's just a mod that turns off one of the options in the game's code. Or or excuse, fuck, does it turn it off or turn it on? I don't know. But anyway, the point is, the code for what that mod does is already present in the game's files. The only thing the mod does is just either remove the pride flag code and replace it with the flag code, or overwrite it. Anyway, the point is, the American flag thing is already present in the game's code, and the mod just switches it to a different country's version of the game, technically, by turning that option on and the pride flag thing off. So the modder didn't even do that much work. I mean, and that just proves that it's another virtue signaling grift by the studio. Because they want the money from the other countries, but they're willing to do what they won't do for you to get their money. I wish I knew why that was. I can only hypothesize, theorize, yada yada, but I wish I knew why that was. I wonder if it's government motivated. Anyway, wow, that name is outlandish. Fister Bottom. Too little, too late. Should remove the ugly characters too. Jazz Sign or Sing, whichever one. Oh, no way. Trans and gay people are going to die because them removed the rainbow tag. This is criminal. People should get canceled for this and lose their livelihoods. This is genocide and inhumane. You get the fucking point. This is a lot of trolling. The only thing they're doing is trolling. Obviously, within the trolling is their real opinion. They don't, like the rest of us, don't care for any of the bullshit being shoved into games at all. So like, that's all we have left, is to mock and shame them. We don't have anything else aside from, slowly on the side making our indie projects, which there's several indie games coming out this year actually that I'm very excited for. One of them is Crowsworn. Talk about that game later, I guess, but that game, it's another Metroidvania. I can't wait for it to drop. If they stuck to their guns, they would at least have some dignity left. Probably. Alright, so I do want to cover, I guess I will go ahead and cover the talentless freaks allegation, because that was another very controversial comment made by one of the developers, and I wanted to cover that. Shit, there's actually a lot of comments I could cover, because there was that guy I pointed out earlier who said that whites need to acknowledge their privileged position. Like, these are the type of people that are making games. It's ridiculous. Anyway, former Concord developer maligns critics as talentless freaks as game fails to hit 700 peak concurrent players. Former Concord developer who now claims to work for PUBG Studios maligned gamers who are opposed to Concord and its woke DEI agenda. Twitter user Annum Xander posted to Twitter to celebrate Concord's release. It's Concord's release day, so insanely proud of the team and what they and we have accomplished. A labor of love like nothing. No, you don't get to claim that. A labor of love like nothing else. Been playing it so much since early access started a few days ago, and I'm so excited for it to be available for everyone. He added, and I'm so honored to have had this be my first AAA game. Was a huge learning experience. Lots of struggles, but I'm glad to have gone through them. Time to go play. This might be the same guy who said the white privilege stuff. Rudy says, seriously, who looked at that game and was like, yeah, we should release this to the public as a AAA game? I don't fucking know. Sony has different interests nowadays. A couple Japanese companies that personally are near and dear to my heart are falling victim to this brain rot that is DEI. And you know what? I think I could go ahead and cover that, because recently it has come to my attention, headass, that Capcom is going to censor. I hope this is still just a rumor, but I've heard that they're going to censor the Capcom Fighting Collection number 2. As far as I know, number 1 is going to be fine. But Capcom Fighting Collection number 2 is going to be censored, and it's going to go through all sorts of redesigns, and no pretty, no titty, probably no blood, stupid shit. Your mature, and I think teen experience is going to be altered for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Everyone's a baby now, and scantily clad women are too much for you. Like, it's fucking stupid. I'll find that article real quick too, because I guess I can squeeze that in here since I've been galloping a lot of things together involving gaming, and essentially doing a weekly catch up of all the shit that's been happening. If you guys have anything to add while I'm streaming, we can go over it here live on stream too. I'm not against that. It's just that whenever the time is up, I have to end the stream or whatever. But even then, I'll likely include it in another episode. Anyway. Where did I lose my place? Oh, yeah. I already finished that. These are just his tweets. Read. Concord dies. Oh, never mind. I already read this. 70% of it's open beta. Twitter user Preston, I'm not reading those numbers. Twitter user Preston responded to this post writing, "I'm so sorry this has to be your first. I do not believe it is you or any of the other devs' fault that this game has performed so poorly. Bull fucking shit. It is their fault the game performed poorly. You don't get to not blame yourself. Listen, you can't put out a shit product and blame the public for not wanting to buy the fucking product. You don't get to do that." And this is coming from a guy who criticizes the sentiment of the customer is always right. The customer is not always right. But that's a different fucking discussion. Here is something though. I heard Synthetic Man bring this up. Shout outs to him. The customer is not always right. I'm adding to it. But the customer is not always right, and the customer might not always know what they want, but the customer always knows what the fuck they don't want. That's something you can rely on. The customer always knows what the fuck they don't want. So what these idiots are doing is seeing that the customer doesn't want something and then saying, "You're a bigot. You're wrong for not buying my product." Like, no, motherfucker, that's not how this works. If you don't fulfill a market need, you don't deserve to exist. It's that simple. You don't deserve a place in the market if you're not willing to fulfill what the market fucking needs. That's it. But I mean, these people have no concept of supply and demand or markets or economics or anything. So I don't even know why the fuck I'm saying that. I guess I'm saying it for your benefit, because they're not going to hear this shit and learn a fucking thing. Anyway, moving on. I can tell that a lot of effort was put into completing this game. It just came at the wrong time and genre. This shit would not survive in any time. I don't even think the genre is necessarily wrong, because another hero shooter's dropping in the way of Marvel Rivals, I think that shit's called. Marvel Rivals about to drop. And even though that shit's another stupid fucking hero shooter, I mean, it makes sense for Marvel because it's fucking heroes. They're superheroes. And they all have unique abilities. And you can do a lot of things with each character's kit. It's the same reason why Marvel vs. Capcom works so well. Like, it does actually make sense for Marvel to have a hero shooter. I'm not going to take that away from them. But the hero shooter genre is still kind of tired. If it wasn't Marvel, motherfuckers probably wouldn't even look at it. Unless your characters were just outlandishly fucking dope, which it would take a special person to be able to produce some shit like that. But I digress. In a now deleted post, Annam Xander responded, I don't really care. It was a huge labor from a lot of insanely talented people making an awesome game. Why would I care about a bunch of talentless freaks hating on it? I'm sure having fun playing it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Yeah, no. Sorry, buddy. Going by this logic, no one deserves to judge anything. The majority of sports fans do not play the sport. The majority of people who eat at restaurants are not chefs. The majority of people who watch movies do not make movies. By this logic, you could call anyone a fucking talentless freak. Again, stepping on fucking rakes, bro. I'm sure having fun playing it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Anyway. I don't think this tweet here was mentioned in anything, but a person here commenting on the talentless freaks comment. Despite claiming that he does not care, Adam Xander hid a handful of responses to the man. Okay, never mind. Okay. So, referring to a thread from earlier about Dustborn. I'm glad I opened this article now, because now I get to correct myself live on stream. Referring to that Dustborn article from earlier. Yes, the replies are locked, but clearly I fucking conflated that with the thread about Concord. This guy was the one who was hiding comments and saying that they should pay $8. Not the Dustborn person. Okay. So that's on me. That's my mistake. I got two things mixed up in my head. Whatever. It definitely will happen again. I will be wrong again. It will happen again. Pay him $8 to unhide your post. Fucking stupid. You can see the hidden replies below. Oh shit, they screenshotted the hidden replies. Haha. Super Duper Couch Gaming says nobody is buying and playing it. At that time, 623 players at the game's launch. Thank you for this dog shit ass game. I'm sorry, but I'm not playing a game without disabled. Wow. That has to be a troll comment. I'm sorry, but I'm not playing a game without disabled representation. Yeah, I'm glad the 10 people who pre-ordered are having a blast, though it's probably not going to pass season 2. Concord open beta player count declined by 8% on PlayStation compared to whatever. Goes on to say, and here's an example of one of his replies to a hidden post. Oh yeah, I already saw the thread. A few other people covered this. And they showed they showed the message that shows the replies are hidden, and this asshole saying, "Pay me $8 to unhide your reply." I guess he has to get the money from somewhere. Adam Xander's reaction is not surprising given the game's lead character designer John. These motherfucking names, bro. There's always some name that fucks me up. John Wisniewski claimed that the justice system in the United States. Okay, never mind. So it was okay. So this is a different guy. There you go, folks. I was wrong a second time. John Wisniewski was a different person. I think. Yeah, John Wisniewski is a different person. I think. Claimed that the justice system in the United States of America was white supremacy back in 2020. Wisniewski wrote on Twitter, "Proud Boys are white supremacy. Police brutality is white." God, man. Police brutality is white supremacy. The entire penal judicial system is white supremacy. The whole, man, my God. Like, the fact that I'm even covering comments like this surface about fucking video games infuriates me. Bro. The erosion of escapism. Prime fucking example. Prime example. They choose people who view everything through a fucking political lens to make your goddamn entertainment, bro. Like, why are these two things in the same realm right now? Police brutality, hero shooter action video game. Like, what the fuck? Why is this here? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't supposed to happen. This isn't supposed to be relevant to the overall topic being discussed. And yet, here the fuck we are. Oh, man. Furthermore, Firewalk Studios itself made it abundantly clear they support the evil ideology of inclusion. The game features ugly, DEI-inspired character designs and pushes transgender ideology. Excuse me. Excuse me. Through the inclusion of pronouns for each of its characters. As noted by former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern. They gotta say that every time. Outside of the game on the company's website, it also states our team is actively looking to add passionate, visionary creators who thrive in environments where the status quo just won't do and who genuinely want to be a part of a collaborative, inclusive, and respectful team. Yeah, that means environments that champion meritocracy, lack of ideological possession or political possession, and shit, I think that's really it. I don't even think being a fan of the shit you make is necessarily a requirement, as long as you understand what the fuck the goal of the thing is. Because there's been plenty of people who've been a part of entertainment that aren't necessarily fans of it, but know, yeah, we got to make money. The people are saying they like this. We will give them this, and we will make money. You know what I mean? These people don't want to be. Oh, I guess the third thing can be majority white / majority male. I guess that could be the third thing, or a fourth thing if you want to separate those two things. So they hate places that champion meritocracy, hate places who don't have any particular interest in ideological or political possession. They hate environments that are majority white, and they hate environments that are majority male. Exactly. They just want to poison the well. They want to be included so they can fuck it up. Whatever. Oh, I guess I didn't read the whole thing. Our team is actively looking to add passionate, visionary creators who thrive in environments where the status quo just won't do, and who genuinely want to be a part of a collaborative, inclusive, and respectful team. If I did read that before, my bad. I forgot in like a split second that I might have read the whole thing. This is the tweet from Grums. Concord, the new game by Firewalk Studios, is so focused on inclusive teams that they forgot the white guys in their game. Inclusive should not mean racists against white people, but it too often does. I mean, yeah, DEI is just a code for anti-white, and in a lot of cases anti-male, and if you're a black male, you have to be gay. You can't be strong, dominant, or masculine. You have to be gay. And I think that's the same for other brown people. If you're another brown person, you don't have to be gay, but you definitely fucking can't be dominant. But anyway, I digress. All of this turned into an utter disaster for the game's launch day as gamers completely rejected the game. According to the Steam DB, the game hit a peak concurrent player count of just 697. Oh, wow. They've been covering the shit out of this at Park Place. Another related article. Concord developer addresses massive backlash to game after it was revealed it pushes pronoun nonsense. Oh, never mind. I already fucking read that earlier. My bad. To put that in context, the game's open beta in July hit a peak concurrent of 2,388. That's a 70.8% decline in peak concurrent players. I'm not reading the chart. It's on the screen for you to read it. I'm not going to waste a bunch more time reading it. To add insult to injury, the game's early access beta hit a peak concurrent of 1,124 players. The drop in players upon launch compared to the early access is 37.9%. Now that I'm thinking about it, you don't have to read the charts. I think the charts are just here to provide evidence for their claims, which makes perfect sense. But, yeah. What do you make of this former Concord developer describing critics of the game as talentless freaks? I think they're fucking retarded. If I'm being blunt. Another case of blaming your fucking customer base. We're going to review some of these comments. That's actually perfect. It looks clear. Okay. We got Captain Pokerface. He better have fun playing it while he can, because with those numbers, it's not sticking around for long. Another one bites the dustborn. Raised by a Space Invader. Hey, don't be mean. It's outselling Dustbin. Just about. This guy, I'm not reading the letters. Remember, Suicide Squad launched with nearly double the numbers to Concord. Outselling Dustbin isn't anything to brag about. Yeah, that's true. That game died because they just kept shooting themselves in the foot, bro. Again, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is an interesting case because immediately upon hearing that title, as someone who's familiar with comic book characters, I immediately go, how? And then you see some of the gameplay, they are immediately fucking neutralized by the very first Justice League member they encounter. But because of shit writing, they get to survive. For whatever reason, Green Lantern immediately defeats them. Yet they are not killed and are instead explained to and given his entire evil plot, or Brainiac's entire evil plot. And it's just like, what the fuck? You have no reason to show them any of this. And you have no interest of taking control of their minds because they're fucking useless. Why haven't you killed them yet? You know? Since these dickheads are always trying to do story-driven games and they can't even write shit. Like the game, like Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is a game that is self-detonating because it fails at its premise. If you're anyone who is the least bit familiar with the Justice League, you know for a fact, Deadshot, neither the black or white version, race swap Deadshot is in that game. You know for a fact, Deadshot, fucking Captain Boomerang, fucking Harley Quinn and King Shark don't stand a fucking chance. And if I'm being honest, Batman could solo the entire fucking team. Even King Shark, if he's careful. If Batman does his Batman shit, he could probably beat King Shark too. He could literally get all of them in a dark room and just shit can them all. Which is funny because that's actually a mission in that game. This is a morals off Batman who is shown on screen killing police and using firearms. A morals off Batman, right? He gets in possession of the fear toxin and injects the entire Suicide Squad with it. Some fucking how he does not win because the writing is that bad. Even funnier, he has dozens of opportunities to kill them and just doesn't shit writing. Again, I fucking digress. There's going to be a lot of that. Whenever it's a solo show, there's going to be a lot of digressions. I do not apologize. They're usually informative anyway. Blue Jay says, Batman actually has soloed them, by the way, in the Batman Assault on Arkham movie. Also, I'm pretty sure it happens in the comics a couple times, too. I'm pretty sure it does, too. I wouldn't be surprised. As much as I hate the Batman fandom, he's Batman. God, they're toxic. I'm not going to get into that. Raised by a Space Invader. Not at all. I was being sarcastic just in case that didn't come across. True. It's like comparing nickels to pennies, but you aren't wrong, sir. This person, I can't pronounce that. Oh, we aren't the talent. We are the gamers, and you should give us a good game with no ideology in it. God damn it, this is a run-on sentence. You should give us a good game with no ideology in it. just its own thing. That's all we want. Yeah, they don't care. Also, the term gamers, I don't remember ever calling myself a gamer growing up. That shit is definitely corporate, but it's made its way into our lexicon and the fucking zeitgeist, so I guess we're fucking stuck with it. Gamers. Any other comments? Still haven't run out of money? I mean, it's government funded. I don't think they're gonna run out of money. Yet. The bubble has to burst sometime, but it won't bust tomorrow. British Concord devs, you have neither talent nor skill. That's why people don't want to play your ideological slop. Let them lash out. It's a great reminder that you shouldn't give money to people who hate you. Facts. Some people had a problem with, you know what, fuck it, I'll say their name. Your boy Zach had a problem with that sentiment, and I still to this day don't fucking know why. I don't know why anyone would have a problem with this sentiment. Like, they literally say that they hate you. And Zach knows this. He's seen the people he fucking talks about from the comic book industry say that they don't like you, you're a terrible person, you're a garbage person. Yet, somehow, because of the fucking movie Furiosa, he fucking, I don't know what the fuck happened, man. I don't know. I have no idea. I guess it was because of the director. I mean, this director is still affiliated with a wing of entertainment, i.e. Hollywood, that has people in it that say that they hate us anyway. And again, I hadn't even heard about that movie until I saw his fucking video at the time. I really don't think that movie failed because of fucking... I don't know why you think that shit failed, if I'm being honest. I don't think that shit failed because of critics. It was critics. I don't think that shit failed because of critics. I think it failed because nobody gave a fuck. / didn't know it existed. Me being one of those people. And if they did know it existed, they didn't give a fuck. Because they want a Mad Max movie with Mad Max as the main fucking character on the cover art. Hey guys, look, it's that male lead that you like. Come see the movie. They wanted that. They didn't get it. They didn't fucking watch it. If they knew the shit was being advertised and existed, they didn't get what they wanted. They didn't fucking show up for it. It's not that fucking hard. But anyway, this sentiment, you shouldn't give money to people that hate you. No idea why people disagree with this. I love it. Just toss another one of these crappy games into the fire. Yeah, again, all we have now is mockery. Finally, I think I found a comment that has a little bit more substance. These are the comments I'm looking. By the way, these are the comments, the types of comments I'm looking for whenever we go to the audience comments. I want someone to have like a poignant, pithy, kind of deep take, like an actual opinion, and not just trolling. Trolling's fine, but like someone to give like something similar to what I give you on these fucking live streams. Like, these are the comments that we're gonna get the most gems from. I hope I'm not speaking too soon. This isn't a fucking troll comment, but as I'm skimming it, I'm pretty sure it's not. But anyway, this guy goes on to say, here's the thing more developers need to understand. GAS, which is games as a service titles, and typical MP only games, multiplayer, always online only games, are not games. They are game modes, no different than when I sit on the toilet and open solitaire on my phone. I disagree. I mean, they're still games. Because here's the thing, games as a service existed prior to these shitty versions of them. MMORPGs are technically games as a service, and they've existed for a long period of time. World of Warcraft is technically a game as a service, because here's the thing. World of Warcraft used to have a subscription. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty fucking sure that was the case. World of Warcraft is the earliest example of a game as a service. The thing is, they did it well. People wanted more of it. It's not games as a service that's the problem. It's their approach to games as a service and some of the business practices that have come about as a result of games as a service. And those types of things should always be criticized. But to say they're not games is wrong. Anyway, we're continuing on. They are game modes, no different than when I sit on the toilet and open solitaire on my phone. They have no substance, no merit, no value. Again, wrong for the previous reasons stated in MMORPGs, yada yada, blah blah blah. They're just time wasters, and gamers, thankfully, are getting tired of it. I mean, it's only wasted time if you say it's wasted time. But again, I'm disagreeing with this comment too much. I get the spirit of what he's saying. These games are poor attempts at games as a service, and they have nothing that people want to stick around for. I get it. Let me stop being so anal about what he's trying to say. I get what he's trying to say. We see it time and time again. Good narrative, SP. I don't know what SP means. What the fuck is SP games? Single player. Shit. Good narrative single-player games sell millions and are remembered for years, while garbage like Concord, Anthem, Halo, and Destiny get laughed at in line. Okay. Okay, yeah, I can see why he said Halo and Destiny. Concord was never good. Anthem was a game nobody wanted to fail, and it was actually pretty good if you actually got the chance to play it. It's just that EA just kind of fucked it. EA just, and if you watch some of the fucking horror story about the development of that game, you'll see why it ended up being so fucked. But the gameplay of Anthem was actually pretty fucking good. They had something good and it just fucked it up. Halo used to be good, now it's garbage. Prioritizing shit nobody cares about, same thing with Destiny. So yeah, I understand those. The only one I don't understand really is Anthem. Anthem was never really garbage. Anthem was just a disappointment, because it could have been something. And I think that's worse than a game that used to be something and that deteriorated. Wasted potential is worse than anything, bro. Because at least the other shit had a good run. Anthem didn't even get off the ground because they just mishandled the fuck out of it. Anyway, there's not a single gas title that is worth playing and no gamers are playing them. This is 5 days ago. Shit, this would be wrong 5 days ago. First Descendant. That shit is fire. What are you talking about? I don't know the fucking numbers right now, but I'm willing to bet a cool 1K that at least 1,000 people are playing the First Descendant right now. Gamers are playing them hoes, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Gamers are busy with games, not game modes dressed up to look like games. Charging $40+ and insane microtransactions. You'd be surprised what people are willing to spend their money on. See, the microtransaction discussion. Here I go killing again. Another fucking tangent. The microtransaction discussion. Oh my God, it's a rabbit hole. The only thing you have to do for a game that has microtransactions is put things in it that people are willing to buy. And if you're an MMO or a video game, keep pay-to-win shit as far away from the game as possible. Stick to cosmetics. Stick to skins. Stick to fucking costumes. Stick to bullshit-ass trinkets, and you'll be fucking fine. That's it. I don't understand why people have a problem with those types of microtransactions, because you don't have to fucking buy them. I just don't get it. Now, with loot boxes, I don't understand that shit either. People willingly play gacha games, which Overwatch was sort of kind of a gacha game, because you can't buy the skin straight up. You have to buy a chance to get a specific skin. Like, that shit was basically a gacha game. Like, they play those fucking games. They know what they're getting into, and then they complain. Like, motherfucker, why are you complaining about the loot boxes if your stupid ass is still gonna buy them? Or play a game that has loot boxes in it. You know what I mean? Because I understand the frustration. Man, I really wish I could buy that skin that's in the store. I get it. But it's no different than playing a TCG game. A TCG, which is a trading card game. Motherfuckers go buy the booster packs. They're buying a chance at a rare card. That shit has been a thing forever. Microtransactions like loot boxes have been a thing forever. This concept has always existed. It's just evolved with the digital age. I missed a few of y'all's comments. Rudy Smith says, I question why they would make a video game for the non-core video game audience. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Rudy. You should have the answer by now. They're not, okay. You probably already know this and are just saying this in the moment, but they're not making games with the intention of making money. What they're doing is buying. They're essentially buying. And I heard Aristocratic Utensil explain this. They're essentially buying the rite of passage. They're buying the rite of passage to ruin your culture. And that's me paraphrasing. I probably fucked up what he said exactly, but they're buying the ability to ruin what you love. That's essentially what they're doing. And we know by now that it's on purpose, so no one can fucking deny it anymore. It is political, and it is agenda-driven. Fact. You can't deny it anymore. Second half of Rudy's comment, even as a demoralization tactic, it has not become effective creating games like Concord. I mean, no, it has not. But they don't give a fuck because they're just dogmatic. And they're not the smartest people. Like, I understand the comment, never attribute malice to what can adequately be explained by stupidity or incompetence, whatever the original quote is. But two things can be true at the same time. Someone can indeed be doing something maliciously and be stupid or incompetent at doing so, which is essentially what they're doing with games. And that's why it's not working. Because, I mean, a good bit of the people they're trying to demoralize are simply smarter than them. Because what we can't find here, we can find somewhere else. And even as stunted as the American market is due to regulation and things like that, we can still find alternatives. Yes, there are less alternatives. Yes, there might be some that are lower in quality. But guess what? They are honest tries. And we are willing to give our money to an honest try over a dishonest propaganda-filled fucking cesspool. I'd give a new indie developer a chance that is honestly trying to make a good game over someone who I know is trying to make a bad game. They don't give a fuck about game, period. They're just making their manifesto. Rudy goes on to say, Destiny 2 only cares about the bottom 20% and the top 20% of their game. 60% of players are stuck in a malaise of gambling addiction and microtransactions. You know, as someone who played Destiny 2 for 2 years, I don't remember gambling for shit. Maybe they updated some things. I never gambled for a fucking thing. Yes, I did buy skins, bought costumes, but I don't remember gambling for shit at all. But I do remember a good portion of the competitive community complaining quite a bit that they're being left in the dust in favor of the PvE aspect of the game, which the PvE is a large portion of the game, but it should only be 50% of the game. You know what I mean? Because the competitive aspect, if you're gonna offer a competitive aspect to your fucking game, the least you could do is actually work on it. You know what I mean? Like, you've cultivated a subsection of a player base that likes that aspect of your game, and you're ignoring them. So yeah, I used to hear that whenever I played Destiny, but I don't remember the gambling thing. Mina Kill says microtransactions were okay when they were smaller and in free games, but now $100 skins in a $60 game. Yeah, no. You have a right to call out overpriced shit. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. Like, I remember, I think it was a Valorant skin that sold some animated weapon skin that was like, I don't want to lie about the price or misrepresent the price, but it was a ridiculous fucking price tag for this skin. I remember Angry Joe going over the exorbitant fee for a fucking digital good that you can't use in real life. Like, it's crazy. Like, you could probably spend what you paid for that skin for a real fucking gun, probably. if I'm remembering correctly, or close to it. But yeah, no, overpriced shit, ignore it, criticize it, make them be reasonable as to what the fuck they're asking people for. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get that. You shouldn't be paying $50 for the color blue. Like, what the fuck? Like, even season passes for skins in like Smite and League of Legends cost like hundreds of dollars. Like, if you buy an entire season pass, it's like what, $100? I mean, I understand that because you're buying future content. But $100 for one thing is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Reedy Smith says, by games like Concord, I mean originally woke games, not the wokeification of our favorite legacy media. Oh. Okay, I see what you mean. I get what you mean, though. I'm putting together your preview. Yeah, I get what you mean. I don't know why they're making shit for the modern audience. I have no idea. I don't know. Then again, I'm wrong. Because I explained to you why they're doing it. They're buying the rite of passage to ruin your culture. So I guess I have the same answer. With the added context you just provided. Reese, he says, the gambling addiction is not microtransactions. It is weapon perks. Yeah, nah, you're right. They're playing the game, the grind. Yeah, you can be addicted to the grind. You absolutely can. You absolutely fucking can. And I used to notice that in people too. But anyway, moving on. I got all your comments. Let's see what else we can get into. I already read that comment. What's our time at? We're at 2 hours 20 minutes. Mina Kill, they know woke doesn't sell as much as they hope. They can just attach it to a popularity of existing franchise to make it profitable. This, however, tends to do the opposite. I mean, yeah, of course. We know that. That's the entire goal. They try to promote your message. I mean, it's not even overtaking your thing to promote their message. They also want to destroy your thing in the process because they do not like you. So, yeah. Let me see if I can find an article about the Capcom censorship that they're doing again, because I'm not going to lie to you, that really, I heard about that today, and I heard about that today, like, not even prior to this stream. I, like, literally, probably a couple hours ago I heard about this, and it pissed me the fuck off, because it's like, now you have to try and go back and ruin the old shit, too. Like, what the fuck? And this collection is a collection of 2D pixel art games. I don't know if y'all know how much it costs to make 2D pixel art games nowadays. That's part of the reason why they switched to 3D models for a lot of fighting games. But I hope it's worth it for them. Unless I'm ignorant of some kind of lower price that they have now, which I'm pretty sure doesn't exist. I'm pretty sure pixel art still costs a lot of money for high production shit, and they're trying to remove and censor like tons. They put a lot of work into the Marvel vs. Capcom games, man. I hope that shit's worth the price tag for them, jackasses. It's easier to go back and try to censor a 2D pixel art game than to just give us what the fuck we want. You fucking assholes, dude. Feels a bit like vengeance. You don't want our shit, so we will destroy what you like. I mean, yeah. But the thing is, destroying what you like was always part of the plan. Like, it's not vengeance because it's not an afterthought. It was always taken into account. By the way, thank you guys for tuning in. Please pass the existence of this show along if you can. I would really appreciate it. trying to actually garner an audience so that we can all gather together to talk about more of these topics. And maybe some people might give a shit to hear my take on the media landscape, along with the co-host I have up here, time to time. Well, Soups is a regular, but you know. Cool. I have an article addressing the Capcom censorship. This one is going to be from Bounding into Comics, which is funny because pretty sure they're primarily comics, but apparently they do movies, TV, anime, manga, comic books, video games, celebrities. Oh yeah, Soups. Yeah, Soups. Soups actually shares the link around to a lot of servers he's in, and I appreciate him doing that. He's the reason why. I'm pretty sure he's the reason why I have the core audience I do with you guys, give or take a couple of you. It says here, Capcom to censor Capcom Fighting Collection 2 will alter some stage visuals and certain visuals during the story of featured titles. Now, you might have already seen that some other commentators have reviewed. You might have seen some other commentators have reviewed the Capcom art censorship for a different game in the Capcom Fighting Collection, even though it's its own separate game. It's a collaboration with them and SNK called Capcom versus SNK Chaos, or CVS Chaos for short, in which they censored the promotional art for Americans but kept the uncensored version for the Japanese. God knows fucking why, right? Except we do know why. Man. But the thing is it Capcom America or Capcom Japan? Both, probably at this point, given the way their most recent games are going. The funny thing, you know, the really fucking funny thing is it seems that DEI is only affecting fighting games. Why? Why is that? I really want to know that. Why is the DEI pretty much only affecting the fighting games and everything else can be fine? It can be left alone. I don't fucking get it. But anyway. Already read the title. They're describing the promotional art here. Cool looking promotional art. In keeping with their ongoing deference to modern audiences, Capcom has confirmed that nearly every title set. Yeah, fuck, it's confirmed. God damn it. I was hoping it was a rumor. Capcom has confirmed that nearly every title set to be included in their newly announced Capcom Fighting Collection 2 will be subjected to some form of visual censorship. We can't have shit, bro. Cannot have shit. I guess I'll go through the list of games. Capcom versus SNK. Capcom versus SNK 2, which is the game I was looking forward to the most. Really, both of them, but more so Capcom versus SNK 2 because they had a dream roster for this bitch. Mark of the Millennium 2001. Project Justice. Haven't heard of this one. Street Fighter Alpha 3. I obviously have heard of this one. Capcom Fighting Evolution. Power Stone 1 and 2. And Plasma Sword. There's a debate to be had about whether or not Power Stone 1 and 2 are actual fighting games, but I digress. Okay. Related. Capcom defends censorship of erotica mechanic from Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Says it is not an appropriate reward for survival and not a skill required of a journalist. What the fuck? You know this is a video game, right? Whatever, bro. They'll do whatever the fuck they need to justify some stupid shit. Revealed to the public on the morning of August 28th by way of the day's Nintendo Partners Showcase, the second entry in the Capcom Fighting Collection series is set to bring 8 of the titular developers' best fighters. Capcom vs. SNK Pro, Capcom vs. SNK 2, Capcom Fighting Evolution, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, both Power Stone outings, Project Justice, and Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Bilstein, either way. In Japan, it's called Star Gladiator 2, Nightmare of Bilstein, to modern hardware. Unfortunately, while the collection looks to be retaining every bit of each title's signature gameplay, the same cannot be said of their art directions. Stupid as fuck. I don't even want to watch the video. I haven't watched the video. I don't want to watch anything that's just gonna piss me off. Which is funny because my stupid ass might watch it later, but I digress. Taking care to avoid revealing the collection's censorship during the... So never mind. I'm not even gonna watch it at all then, because they're not even gonna show you the censorship that they plan on having. You wouldn't want to spoil the fucking surprise, huh? Let me look. Mina Kill. Another one is that there are people who think they can mold society to whatever they want using social/video media and games. Listen, man. Can people be influenced by music, media, and entertainment? Yes. But the reason why it works is because it's not so heavily broadcast that you're being programmed, or that people are attempting to program you. This spell's weakness is awareness. The reason why this shit isn't working is because they're being so fucking ham-fisted. Also because it's anti-reality. Like, a good bit of that shit is anti-reality. Like, fuck biology, fuck... I don't even want to say the word science, because it's not even about it being scientific. It's about it being common fucking sense. It's about speaking against the intuitive nature of the world. You know what I mean? That's why this shit's not working. Because square pegs don't belong in round holes, you fucking idiot. That's why it's not working. It won't fucking fit. Oil and water don't fucking mix. That's why the shit isn't working. Some shit is just not... People just aren't going for some shit. And it's because it's impossible. Some of this shit that they're trying to push will make us cease to exist as a fucking species. That's irrespective of the fucking entertainment or the media. And people just aren't fucking going. You know what I mean? Your other comment, then there are corporations who think they can profit off of DEI. There's no fucking way they think that. Am I willing to acknowledge the possibility? Of course, anything is fucking possible. But there's a second half to that, within reason. Like, let's look at the likelihood of that. I don't believe for a second that corporations as a whole don't know that what the fuck they're doing isn't working. There's no possible way they think they can profit from this shit. The first try, you can probably make an argument for them. The second time? What about the third time? What about the fourth time you lose hundreds of millions of dollars? What about the fifth time? Are you sure they believe they can make money off of it the fifth time? While still keeping profits from already existing customers, people will still buy our shit mentality. No, they won't. People will not still buy your shit. Don't get me wrong. In a lot of cases, that is true. But for this shit, fuck no. And no, I'm not talking about the Capcom Fighting Collections. Motherfuckers are buying that regardless. They are. They just are. The games are too well beloved, and even with the censorship, there's still plenty of value to get out of it. It's just annoying. It's just that one. It's just the turd. They're doing this to pinch off a turd in the punch bowl. That's all they're doing this for. We have to sprinkle in the. That's all they're doing it for. They have to add 1% in it. They're doing it just to piss you off. That's all they're doing it for. Their entire business model is because fuck you. And to be honest with you, I don't even believe. I think they know that they're going to lose money. All of them. I think everyone involved in these shit projects know that they're going to lose money. They're going to take a net loss for it. I just think they think it's worth it. Because they hate money anyway. If you listen to a lot of them, they fucking hate money anyway. Also, investors are being lied to, probably. That's the most believable part in all this. Investors are probably are being lied to. So they'll give their money up. There's no way that can be legal. There's absolutely no fucking way. Why hasn't anyone been sued yet? Unless the investors are in on it, and it's hard for me to believe that all of them are. But anyway, that's something I couldn't possibly know because I'm not involved in it. All right, taking it from the top. Taking care to avoid revealing the collection's censorship during the aforementioned partner showcase, Capcom instead hid the news on the game's official website, burying the details at the bottom of each affected title's individual profile page. According to said pages, as a result of these changes, Capcom vs. SNK Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper will have some stage visuals altered, with Plasma Sword likewise seeing changes to the appearance of certain stages. Power Stone, Project Justice, and Plasma Sword will see edits made to certain visuals during each game's story. Capcom Fighting Evolution will drop some character transformations from Dimitri's Midnight. Oh my god. So yeah, Dimitri's super called Midnight Bliss, if you're a male character, transforms you into a sexy female version, or if it's a joke, it's just gonna be obviously just a. If it's a joke, it's a joke, but you get the point. The overall point is, for his Midnight Bliss super, transforms a male character into a sexy female one, or puts a female character into a sexy outfit before bowing and draining their life force / drinking their blood. Like, that's the point of the super. It's a funny super because Darkstalkers has a bit of slapstick kind of humor, even for its serious characters like Dimitri. But apparently sexy women is offensive, so they're going to change some of that. Stupid as fuck. Whatever. As of writing, Capcom has not provided any specific details as to which exact visuals they will be altering, nor why they have chosen to do so. Why would they? However, given what topics modern audiences currently consider taboo, speculation suggests that the offending content includes Capcom vs. SNK, admittedly the hardest one to place. Most of the stage visuals in this crossover fighter are genuinely harmless. However, if one had to take a guess, it may be the female cocktail waitress who continually strides across the game's Pow Pow Cafe, Southtown stage that drew Capcom's ire. I think there's a few card girls in some of the stages in this game, and Capcom vs. SNK 2. Also, they could easily be censoring playable female characters too, but apparently that's not confirmed. What else? Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. The three women seen sitting poolside in Ken's Hotel Masters. Oh, Ken owns a hotel. There's so much I don't know about him still. I know he's mega rich, but I didn't know he owned a hotel. In Street Fighter Alpha 3, apparently there's a Ken's Hotel Masters stage in America, and the two dancers seen in Balrog / Mike Bison's Las Vegas, USA stage. Yeah, the chicks that wear feathers. I forgot what they're called. The Vegas chicks. Yeah, I remember them. Oh, these chicks too, differently dressed, but yeah, probably going to be censored, whatever. Related, SNK versus Capcom, SVC Chaos. I think I said that wrong earlier. SNK versus Capcom, SVC Chaos, re-release censors cover art, adds disclaimer apologizing for outdated content. Power Stone Rogue's risque appearance as seen through various character stories as well as the stereotypical depiction of Galuta's Native American peoples in his ending. Stereotypes don't come from nowhere. What the fuck? 'Cause stereotypes don't come from nowhere. Like, do they dress like this? Yes. What the fuck? Like, you see this shit in real life. Why is it offensive? Retarded. Project Justice. Say goodbye to the buxom appearance of the American-born Tiffany Lords. Yeah. Who will likely have all her historic-specific images covered up upon the collection's release. Absolutely. Don't forget oh, never mind. That's the dialogue from the thing. I don't need to read that. Plasma Sword. The leggy battle appearance of Claire, as well as Luca's overall skin-heavy appearance, and the odd panties-clad appearance of Gore's altered teenage self, as seen in Luca's ending in regards to its stage. It seems a stage depicting a heavily ravaged Japan may be edited out of respect for the victims of the 2011 Tokyo earthquake. I definitely butchered that, but sorry. Capcom Fighting Evolution. For those unfamiliar with the move, Dimitri's Midnight Bliss, I already explained it, but I guess they're going to explain it again. Midnight Bliss allows the Darkstalker series mainstay to finish a match by turning his opponent into a sexy and, if male, gender swap version of themselves. Given that only some transformations are being cut, it's likely those targeted were Guile, who turns into a blonde haired pinup girl, and Urien, who turns into a young woman wearing nothing but a traditional Japanese, I don't know how to pronounce that, Mizuhapi, and Himikomi Fudoshi. Oh, yeah. Yeah. However, the cuts may also include / be limited to Rose's secret transformation into Enya, the hag from Capcom's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Heritage for the Future, as the studio no longer has the rights to use the character. Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid as fuck. I didn't even know she had that transformation. Capcom Fighting Evolution. And this is all the things that they're possibly going to censor. They're also going to remove some images from the Punisher arcade ending. Stupid. Check out the comments. And I think I'm going to end it there. I've covered a good swath of topics, and we're coming up on 2 hours, 41 minutes. No need to linger when I don't have to. I shot for 10 p.m., but I mean, there's no point. I've covered a good bit. We've talked a lot about certain things that have been going on during the week. I think a lot of good discussions were had, a lot of good points were mentioned, a couple unique perspectives, you know. Even though the majority of it at this point is us repeating ourselves, they get to repeat themselves. We're going to do the same. We're going to criticize. We're going to dissect the new thing. We're going to shit on it, all in good fun. But anyway, getting into the comments, and so y'all can see. Shit, did I pass? I did pass the comments, Jesus. Okay, now you can see it. All right, Raider 68. The site looks better. It has not. Mad Lemming. Crapcom is determined to go down in flames, it seems. Oh well, they had a good run and I'll enjoy their pre-woke products for the rest of my life. Too bad for them, that means no more money. I don't even know why I'm laughing, because it's legitimately sad. I love Capcom. Even now that they fucking destroy themselves, dude. Like, it was a large part of my upbringing to play Capcom arcade-style games. SNK as well, and Namco. And 3DO and all those other arcade type games, including some of the arcade giants, bro. Large parts of my fucking childhood. I loved them. Thanks for tuning in, Mina. Appreciate it. I'm not ending yet. After these comments, I am gonna do a brief wrap up, sign off, yada yada, blah blah blah. But yeah, have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. Please spread the word to anyone who you think might want to watch the podcast, etc. Subscribe if you haven't already. Cirrhosis, you really don't know what you're talking. What? You really don't know what you're talking about. As previously said, Capcom is doing very well and will not chance. God, they can't type. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to fill in the blanks for them. Capcom is doing very well and will not go down in several years. This collection has been asked for by the FGC for decades, so no, it will not sink at all. I mean, no, I don't doubt that both collections are gonna do fucking numbers. I don't doubt it. And I might even buy the second one just to show all the censorship. It's just fucking disappointing. We've wanted this shit forever. This shit should have been released so much fucking sooner, bro. It's ridiculous. This alone won't, obviously not, but they're burning goodwill with customers left, right, and center by censoring things that don't need to be censored and by doing cheap remakes instead of introducing anything new. I mean, yes, this shit reeks of desperation. They're re-releasing this. I mean, the time to re-release this shit was when we asked for it before, not now. Thank you for giving it to us again. And fuck you for taking away shit that made it good in the first place. It doesn't even feel right to thank you anymore, to be honest. Jesus Christ. And this guy who's shilling for Capcom, it appears. You have no idea how much goodwill Capcom has right now, nor do you know that the games in these collections have been begged for as far back as 20 years. Shut the Not the point being made, dickhead. The entire fighting game community is over the moon with joy, having been in the honeymoon phase since the announcement of Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection arcade classes. Hell, I could not care less about Street Fighter 6. What they did to Ken was enough to wash my hands of it. I mean, yeah, and I've already predicted that as soon as these games drop, no one's going to be playing Street Fighter 6 because these are fucking official releases with rollback netcode. No one's going to be playing that shit. You'll probably only see that shit at tournaments once this shit drops. And if motherfuckers do play it, they'll be playing it out of obligation and would much rather be playing that shit, the Capcom Fighting Collections. But the community loves it. The community does not love Street Fighter 6. No, the fuck they don't. They hate that shit. Go watch their streams. They do not like the fucking game. They lie and they shill. They do not like Street Fighter 6. It's garbage. Everyone is extremely excited for the likely possibility of Capcom vs. SNK 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom 4. I don't know who the fuck is excited for either of these things, given what we got with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but okay, in your dreams, Marvel vs. Capcom 4, yeah, fucking right. Capcom vs. SNK 3, whatever. A new Darkstalkers game. I wanted a new Darkstalkers game fucking 10 years ago. I don't want them to touch anything now. New Rival Schools game, that shit was being asked for 20 plus years ago. I don't want them to touch shit now. And I don't know anyone who gave a fuck about Power Stone 1 and 2, honestly. I don't think anyone really gave a fuck about Power Stone at all. Capcom is not going down in flames anytime soon. I agree with that, but the point was that they're determined to. That said, Capcom always finds a way to screw up, but it will take more than this. Of course it will. Argument now. Moving on. Just another reminder not to buy anything from Capcom. This Marvel Fighting Collection 1, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, Dragon's Dogma 2 DLC, Street Fighter 6 DLC, and Monster Hunter Wilds. So gender swapped is allowed, even encouraged, as long as it's against the player's will and the character is Those are the approved rules until tomorrow. I think we have gotten the point. So yeah, man. I think it's safe to say those are going to be all our topics for the night. As a matter of fact, I think I covered all of our gaming topics except for Star Wars Outlaws. So I guess I'll save that one for next time or a different time. So yeah. Like I said, I think we had a good time tonight. A lot of good discussions, good points made, covering a lot of things that went on this week and the last couple weeks actually about the entertainment landscape. Haven't really heard too much in the way of movies outside of Deadpool and Wolverine. Gonna be covering that soon during an episode. I don't think I did. Did I divulge that already? I think I did in the beginning. But Deadpool and Wolverine, X-Men 97, and one other thing, Borderlands. Those are the three I have planned to discuss on the next episode, and Soup should be here for that one. As far as projects I'm working on for short form content, I have to rethink a bunch of things because I think I'm just gonna go ahead, cave, and start just reviewing bad shows and games. Just because I see that I actually get responses from people whenever I do that type of content. And I can still cover writing craft and things like that and the perspective of writers and stuff like that. But seems like the things that people like the most are the things that are the least related to writing craft. So I think I'm going to take the channel in a different direction than that. But I'm still probably going to release some writing craft videos. They'll just be very few compared to the other things that I plan on doing in the future. Plus, I'll find a way to do sort of like tips and tricks and stuff during the reviews anyway. Like always. But anyway. Yeah, stay tuned for my updates on what content I'm going to be putting out. Because I don't know if I'll actually do Elementary. Because in my head, I can't visualize in that review being a success. Because I'm just going to come right out and say it. People don't really give a shit about learning or positivity. So making an entire fucking review about a show that's good, I don't think anyone's going to give a shit about. Don't think that anyone's really going to care about. No, nobody wants to die. I think people actually will care about that, especially the way I'm going to do it, because I'm going to criticize that game heavily. There's a lot of things the game does well, but there's a lot of things that the game does poorly as well. But again, stay tuned for updates on what I plan on putting out as far as that. Still going to keep going with the daily writing questions, and whoever wants to answer, you can. Things like that. The invitation to the writing Discord is still going to be in the description, all those types of things. But speaking of which, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things. Click the links in the description to keep your finger on the pulse of Cosmogoth. This has been your gracious host, Kaine Walker. I am signing off, and I will see you all again next time. Peace.